My father, who used to be head of research at Unilever, was confronted with the idea of instant soup, which was new in those days, 1970.
And in those days it took a long time to boil water. And at that moment my father thought, well, if Unilever is going to make these kind of instant products, I'm going to make instant boiling water. And not long after that he quit his job and started developing the cooker in our basement.
And that moment has determined the fate of our family and was the trigger for the development of the boiling water tap.
My mother sometimes says that she really didn't believe very much in the project.
I can't say I was enthusiastic. I just had the feeling, well, this is coming in my life and I have to cope with it. So be it.
She had to give her support because it was his life.
Han was not driven by money in all these matters. Han was driven by inspiration. This was good, his idea. And it was useful for mankind. He had the feeling he was bringing something very good and useful to the whole world, really. He was a man like that.
In my view, he was not really thinking of stopping, but after a few years it became more difficult and the money ran out.
And he couldn't make it on his own. I was wondering what to do, and for me it was a logical choice to join my father and to try to make a new start with this fantastic idea.
And then in '85, when Niels graduated, he took it up again, and then together they started up again in the basement.
Here I worked for 5 years, long hours. This is where my father 10 years earlier started, when he had the invention. When I graduated from university in October 1985, I immediately went into this basement, which my friends found very odd, of course.
It was a great moment when Niels said, I'm going to help father, of course. That was not only for Han, but also for me, was it a very good thing.
This was a model of which some 40 pieces were made, and they were all sold to acquaintances, family and friends. And two things came out of that market test. One, that it broke down rather quickly, because it's a very difficult product to design. And on the other hand, that people loved it, really loved it. So they called my father in the evening, Han, please come and fix my cooker.
On Friday nights, I often drank something with Niels, who was still working on the cooker. And at a certain moment, in one of these nights in the cafe, he approached me if I wanted to join in, to take the commercial side of the business.
I simply asked my brother, and what about joining me and try to make a big success out of this invention of our father.
He made it look like it was a completely ready product and sellable product. And there were quite a few problems yet in terms of the product itself, and also it was quite difficult to sell in the beginning.
We went to our first kitchen trader, very proud of course with this new product, and I must say that the reaction from him and others was rather skeptical.
In the beginning it was very hard to sell a cooker because people didn't know the cooker, and I have to convince them that the cooker is a product you can't miss. So I have to convince them. It was really hard.
In kitchen trade, design is more or less everything. So we felt that we need to change the design that we had been working on. And it was kind of a setback, of course, because we worked so hard on it. But it also was a good lesson. And the second tap we designed was a total hit, which runs in big numbers till this day.
Today it's easy to sell a cooker because the people come in, they know it already from relatives, friends, and they want the cooker in the new kitchen. So today it's very easy. to sell a cooker.
If you look at what happened with the sales of the cooker, it wasn't a straight line like this, but it went like this in an exponential way. The idea of boiling water from tap was a very simple one, but what happened with it has really amazed us, because it was adopted not only by people in a private kitchen, but for instance the best restaurant in the world, Noma, on every sink they have a cooker. So it was taken by the customers to a point where we wouldn't have dreamt that it would come.
If you ask somebody who has a cooker, what do you think of the product? It's always very positive, everybody's satisfied with it, and that gives you really a good feeling.
This place is where my heart lies. This is the workshop where we make the prototypes, we make the tooling for production, and this is of course what came out of this basement. This is an environment where I'm used to work. And I also try to encourage our designers to work here with their hands themselves, because it makes you a better designer if you have a feeling for the material.
Yeah, we're always working on new developments. 20 people here are working only on product development. And of course there are some very promising ideas which are already quite far.
Our latest product is the Fusion tap. That is one tap, one hole on your sink, giving cold water, warm water and boiling water, all from one tap. What I'm specifically proud of is that it performs just as good as the separate ones, but combined in one great, sleek design.
When you make a household product, it's very important that the quality is almost perfect. You ask a high price for the product and it's functioning every day in hundreds of thousands of kitchens. So it must be perfect, and maybe in a way you could say that we are perfectionists. Niels and I work very well together, and I think it works so well because we are completely different, and we also have different tasks.
It's actually quite simple. I make the cookers, Walter sells them, and that's about it. There's still your common past and little things that can irritate, but we cope rather well with that.
In the beginning you have more disputes and discussions, and at a certain moment you know how the other reacts, and then you know what's going to come.
You become like a quarreling couple who is 25 years together.
Yeah, we're like married for 25 years now.
If Han could know nowadays that it is such a success, that is in 9 European countries, he would have been so happy, enthusiastic and proud.
This company was built on a great idea, but we had to show a lot of perseverance, hard work, creativity, and we've done that together, my father, my brothers and I. And I think this spirit is very much amongst our employees. We say simply, if we have a good idea, just make it and try it.
Our drive is now to make it real big in lots of countries and keep on the level of quality we deliver, also in terms of the product, but also in terms of service and image of the whole company, because we really care what we are doing.
We have so many great product ideas related to the Quooker, because we see it not as the end of what we did after 25 years, but more like a starting point. That is what we would like to do the coming 25 years. And we're going to make a lot of people very happy in their households every day.